What's up, tech junkies? Samsung just released its crown jewel, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and it's blowing minds all over the tech industry. But how does it match up with other flagships rival companies have to offer? And should Apple and Google be worried? Let's find out. But before that, smash that like button and hit subscribe if you're excited to know about the smartphone industry's latest star. Starting off with the design, the Galaxy S24 Ultra mostly brings back the same design as its predecessors, a boxy rectangular slab with hard corners. However, Samsung made a few design changes this year, a new titanium frame that replaces the aluminum chassis, and a matte texture that makes the phone look more premium. But the biggest change was getting rid of the curved screen design. Yes, my friends, the S24 Ultra is the first Ultra with a complete flat screen. Also, this year, Samsung went a step ahead and introduced a new anti-glare coating to cut screen reflections down to a minimum. Everything else, from the volume rockers to the in-display fingerprint sensor to the S Pen, remains the same. And speaking of the S Pen, it has Bluetooth built in, which can be used as a remote control for other features on your phone, especially the camera. Now, moving on to the display. There's really nothing much to talk about here. The 6.8-inch screen peaks at 2600 nits in bright light. But the S24 Ultra includes an interesting feature called Extra Dim, which maintains good color fidelity even down to 1 nit of brightness. Checking your messages in a movie theater will be easier now. Not that we recommend it. Seriously, don't be that guy. Samsung also made some changes to their always-on display. You can now dim the wallpaper on your AOD. Additionally, you can now add a handful of widgets that will continue to display even when the phone is locked. Now, let's talk software. The S24 Ultra ships with One UI 6.1, Samsung's take on Android 14. Samsung promised 7 years of OS upgrades, including security updates. But the software experience this year is really about generative AI, or Galaxy AI as the company likes to call it, which is baked into several aspects of One UI. However, finding them can be a task. All of the new AI features are buried in option 16 of the settings menu as advanced intelligence. The first one is called Assist. Now on a phone call, a button labeled Call Assist will appear on the screen, and tapping on it will allow you to transcribe a call in real time. You can also do real-time two-way live interpretation, which supports 13 languages right now. For example, if you speak in Chinese, the other party will hear Samsung's digital voice assistant play in a language of their choice. Similarly, when the other party responds in their language, you'll hear the voice assistant in Chinese. This is done on device without the need for the internet, and the wait time is only about 3 to 6 seconds. In addition to interpreting phone calls, the S24 Ultra can also quickly translate chunks of text into another language without the need for the internet. This works for text on an online article, an Instagram image in a foreign language, or words you type, but the latter requires the Samsung keyboard. It's best suited for short transactional conversations because the AI gets impatient with pauses. There are also automatic note and voice transcript summaries. A 6-minute recording usually takes about 90 seconds to transcribe. Once you have your transcript, you can generate a detailed summary in just a few seconds, complete with subheads and timestamps. The translation summaries happen in the cloud, not on device, so they do require an internet connection. The S24 Ultra also comes with a circle to search feature. This one is not a Samsung-specific feature, but a Google one. Basically, it's Google Lens, but everywhere on your phone, any app, anytime. You long press the home button or navigation handle to engage it, and then a prompt appears to circle the thing you want to know more about. After you've circled something to search for it, you can clarify your search with additional questions using the image as a starting point. The S24 Ultra's native photo gallery can do generative AI photo editing, meaning it can replace existing pixels with entirely original ones. The S24 phones are the second devices to do this natively on device after the Google Pixel 8 series. You can make multiple edits to a photo before generating the results, while the Pixel 8 phones limits you to 1 change per image generation. The generative process is also faster than the Pixel 8 phones. You can also use this feature to remove something from an image and use generative AI to fill in the missing chunks to keep the image looking realistic. There are some more features on the S24 Ultra IE if you can find them. You can have generative AI spice up your text messages with emoji or summarize web pages. Also, the AI writing style feature can adapt your text messages to a variety of different styles, including a professional tone and more playful messages, complete with emojis and hashtags. Now, moving on to the cameras. The S24 Ultra's camera hardware only sees one noticeable change: the 10x periscope zoom lens being replaced by a 5x periscope zoom. The new zoom camera has larger sensors and packs more pixels, 50 megapixels instead of 10 megapixels, while gaining a new optical 5x focal length. Elsewhere, the main 200 megapixel camera, 12 megapixel ultra-wide, 10 megapixel 3x, and 12 megapixel selfie camera are the same as before. But Samsung has changed its software image processing. Samsung finally embraced Ultra HDR, the high dynamic range image format supported in Android 14. You can see the Ultra HDR tone mapping in the live image preview as you take your photo, and the S24 Ultra series is the first device that lets you upload Ultra HDR photos to Instagram. The S24 Ultra can also turn any video into a 120 frame per second slow motion video using frame interpolation, but leaning on generative AI to fill in the gaps. Now, the S24 Ultra comes equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and 12 gigs of RAM. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is a very efficient and powerful chipset, going toe-to-toe with Apple's latest silicon, whether it's gaming or editing. You can check out our video where we compare Qualcomm's latest offering with the new Apple A17 Pro. Thanks to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, you can play games like Call of Duty Mobile or Genshin Impact at the highest settings and have fluid frame rates and stutter-free experiences on your S24 Ultra. And if gaming isn't your thing, you can still feel the performance benefits by editing photos in Adobe Lightroom on your S24 Ultra. You can move the adjustment sliders freely and watch your photo change in real time. Also, Samsung didn't increase the size of the battery this year. The S24 Ultra has the same 5,000 mAh battery as the S23 Ultra, but with improved power management. There's 45-watt wired and 15-watt wireless charging available, including the latest Qi 2 charging standard. Now comes the big question: how much does Samsung's flagship cost? The 256GB storage variant comes at $1299.99. The 512GB option costs $1419.99, and the top-end 1TB will set you back by $1659.99. So there you have it. The Galaxy S24 Ultra is at once the smallest and biggest mobile upgrade for Samsung in years. The list of hardware upgrades over last year's S23 Ultra is minimal, but the new generative AI features are the company's first step into a new era of computing. So let us know what you think of the S24 Ultra. Is it worth the price? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.